All right, family. We black again. Black again is the true follower. With General Sarah soon said he kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be hefty. We're in the house, family. It's going down this Sunday, February 12th, from Naga to Nigga, the classic, the epic lecture of all lectures, African origins of the Hindu Kush. We're going to have a previews after this. We're going to have a nice little preview to show you what's going down. You do not want to miss it. The link is right there in the chat video description. You click that link, you begin to think, have your ass in the place. That's right. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace. 25% off at this time. All you have to do when you go to kingseti.com, go to the sales tab, click that link, boom, all those beautiful products up under that sales tab is yours for 25% off, and it's a lot. You feel me? Nice. Okay. We got the classic and Jurassic DVD lectures, t-shirts and hoodies for the kings and the queens, African and Kemetic jewelry, necklaces, medallions, bracelets, earrings, cuffs for the kings, all-seeing eyes. We got it West Africa, East Africa. We got it all, family. Holistic herbal tonics and remedies, black seed living bitter, immunity booster, organic immunity booster with the sea moss gel, natural men tonic, extra strong for the kings. That's right, we got you. You see home decor, accessories for every room in the house, living room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom. kingseti.com, 25% off at this time. That's right. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University. Over 900 videos on African heritage, history, spirituality, nation building, mental warfare, advanced African academics developing the Black nation one lesson at a time. The complete General Sarah Sunseti website. Let me check it. Too Raw for YouTube. On General highlighting on generalseti.com. Too Raw for YouTube. Band General Seti videos. Woo! Got that fire. You see the Black Woman is God video library and series and catalog plus over 900 videos on African history, politics, and religion. And then we got the making of a nigga. The classic of classics. So raw it can only be shown on generalseti.com. The making of the white man. So raw that it can only be shown on generalseti.com. This is fire, family. You need to get over there immediately and binge on Black Power. It's just unlimited lectures and videos of all subjects. And believe me, this is the general. You're just gonna be entertained, educated for eternity. General Seti, keep it popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come, exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube. Why ICE people never worship sun gods. Look, take note. Where are the original books of the Bible? I want to know, you want to know, we want to know. That's right. The ancient Egyptian origins of the Jedi Knight, the Jedi Knight. You understand what I'm saying? Taking it back to the Nile Valley. You see Patreon General Seti. Make sure you check in. You feel me? And get them gems and jewels waiting on you in that treasure chest of wisdom and knowledge, African wisdom and knowledge. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Sun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Don't you dare say nothing stupid, because I will. I got moderators out there too. And they will ban your ass. And my moderators, I don't know if Patai out there, but all my new moderators, you know how to do it. You give them a break if they talking something intellectual. Motherfucker get to talking stupid. Then you put the hatchet on them. Chop, chop. You feel me? All right. Very serious discussion I'm having today. I was looking at the news, And I'm looking at how the nations are lining up out there today. You see, I seen just this morning where in North Korea, Kim Un, Kim Jong Un, you understand, was over there military parade with IBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles that supposedly could hit the United States. You see, and we know that China and Russia, prop Kim up, and gave him the ability, to get, so that they could, counteract what was going on, as far as the West, getting any inroad, up in there, North Korea, you right on the door of on the door of China. You see what I'm saying? And so, they wanted to keep it, North Korea on the side of, of the communists and so on and so forth. So they propped them up. But when you start to look, I seen where Russia is now sending some warplanes over, and so the United States is doing the same in Ukraine. And so what they see is to prop up whatever nations that is allying with Russia and China, they starting to back militarily back them up. You see, and so the world is getting ready for something, some great upheaval, and what I see also is that you got you got you got nations in Africa, that are aligning themselves with either the United States, either Russia, China. Some of them, they all, they riding all sides. You know what I'm saying? But what's happening is this, because it's getting down to, the nitty gritty of things, and so these nations that's jockeying for world control, and they gonna make these little nations sign up, and say whose side they on. You see, you gonna have to show up. Ain't gonna be no, ain't gonna be no. I ain't know. I don't want to pick a team and shit. They're gonna make you pick a team. And so I'm seeing, as I was doing my research, I was seeing where you got a lot of allegiance, of African nations, and this is not, for me, it's a colonizer is a colonizer. You see, it ain't, for me, it don't, it ain't for me one over the other. All that shit bad any which way it go for me. Because they not trying to be your equal. No matter which one of them. If China come to town, China trying to run shit. If Russia come to town, Russia trying to run shit. It's just, we know how Vladimir Putin get down. He he want to run shit, and so that's what happens, when and so the one thing I know is that when you let one of them damn Europeans or them Asians in the door, they don't know how to go home. They don't know how to go home. You see, they in there. You see, and you got the, and you got the war, and then Africa ain't got the colonizers that's been there for the last 200-300 fucking years, 700 years. They ain't got the air about. You see, they don't know how to, so we ain't been good at letting outsiders into Africa. You know what I'm saying? And I say that for about the black community too. When I talk about Africa, the black community in America is no different than, it's really it's the same game. It's the same playbook. You see, it's the same play. It's just magnified in Africa on a continental scale. You see, it's magnified in Africa on a continental scale. You see, you come into the black community in America, in Detroit, the Arab own all the fucking gas stations. You see, they own all the gas stations. They own a lot of the liquor stores. They own, and we don't need no fucking liquor, but that's what they own. You see, that's what they own. And so, you got the Korean or the China or the Oriental. I don't know which country they from and shit. I know they Oriental. They own all the beauty supplies. You see, they own all the beauty supplies. And so when they what they doing is they doing the same thing in the black community, and really is America has a package deal for anybody that want to come into America from one of their colonies overseas, South Korea, Japan, you see, Arabia. They got package deals. They run them right over here into our community. And so, that's what they doing in Africa. And and Africans, instead of, after all these hundreds of years, hopefully, I pray, which praying don't do much. But, that, they understand after being fucked for over 200-300 years. I mean, I go back to the Arab. The Arab then took over North Africa, and they didn't basically fucking, receded from any type of revolution, because they, again, you got the exploiters' religion. You in there, assalamu alaikum, and so on and so forth. You over there bowing down and shit, and and Allah and all of this, and Jesus and hallelujah. See, y'all done become more Christian than the white man who gave you the book. You done became more Muslim than the Arab that gave you the Quran. You see, you done outdone them in their own pathetic religions that they created, which they couldn't do nothing but wage war. You understand what I'm saying? For thousands of years. That's all they done is shed blood. And so now black people, have adopted in the sickness of religion, and so they can't even unify because of the religious beefs and the religious differences. And when they slave master beef with another slave master, then they beef. If this African nation is riding with the French, this African nation riding with Arabia, this African nation riding with Italy, this African, they get the beef, and then the colonies get the beef. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it boiled down to. You see, instead of, understanding it's about the continent, and I see that, and it's the same way. I don't give a goddamn, it's the same way. Where, I'm looking in, and I'm gonna do a video real soon where 9 out of 10 of the poorest nations in the world is in Africa. You see, why is that? And how can the rest of Africa be comfortable with that? You see, because you got to understand Africa is a body. You see what I'm saying? Africa is a body regardless. And so if you got sickness in your body, motherfucker, you can flee and think it's coming to you one way or another. You see what I'm saying? Either by water or by fire. It's coming one way or another. You see, and you starving people and you building up around them. And see, this is why, they didn't become more capitalistic. That's just like when I look at America, and you see all of these cities, and they be some rich cities. And then you look out there and you see all them tent cities inside, like LA and all, I done seen them a lot of places. But goddamn it, all these tent cities, and you see what I'm saying, all over the place. You supposed to be in a wealthy nation, and you got more people living out on the streets impoverished at any other time in the history. And it really boiled down that this is how it started from anyway. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pillage people, you didn't took land, you didn't enslave people to establish it. And so why would we just expect, all of a sudden that these people gonna do something with righteous intent? They never had no righteous intent. But just to show you that's how the world is. And so I'm looking and I'm seeing, that we got nations out there, within the African continent. And they're making, relationships. You know what I'm saying? We looking here, Russian ranks cooperation in Africa. And so it's showing you, ranking for cooperation with Russia. So you can see right there, you got Sudan, you got Central African Republic, you got Madagascar, you got South Africa, Libya. You see, you got South Sudan. You see, you got the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Zambia. You see, and so you got a lot of these countries that, are aligning themselves with Russia one way or another. I see a lot of AK-47s, and so they over there. And you supposed to have a military. But see, them niggas over there riding on each other. No different than over here. You understand what I'm saying? So when I get on Africa, I get on Africans globally. I don't let one off and yeah, you right. Yeah, right there, brother, right there. Now, I'll put that up there. Let me wait a minute. Let me here. Right here. Ethiopia is in proximity, has been influenced by the Arab. You right. Who has been influenced by the Caucasus. You right. You see, you right. You right. You're exactly right. And so the thing is, if you ain't checked out my one I did on Ethiopia not too long ago, they getting them drones from Iran. Ethiopia got drones from Iran right now that they using in Tigray. You see, they getting drones from Iran right now that they flying in Tigray. So they getting military aid from Arabia right now to fight Tigray. That's right. Better look it up. You better look it up. But whatever the brother name is, he down with the Great Reset anyway. He was over there at Davos. He was over there at Davos. That's right. He was over there. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was over there at Davos. So he was over there with what's his name? I forget the guy that run the great, but he was over there with the rest of them, and so you see that he on some imperialistic shit. He forcing everybody hand in Ethiopia, and so he becoming a dictator. You see, he becoming a dictator over there, but and so we got all these, carving Africa up. You see, they losing their identity. You know what I'm saying? To where, instead of it being about the continent, it's about one nation and shit and all for myself shit instead of being about the continent. You see what I'm saying? And so, it was other nations in Africa that even went to Ethiopia and then tried to, say, well, can we let us help negotiate? He denied that. He denied that, but he let the damn Arabs and shit come in, you see? And so, they had an agenda. They got an agenda over there right now, and that's just what it boiled down to. You see, and you see right here, Russian military presence in Africa. You see, and so you see, if you look at the key at the top, it says percent of countries arms imports supplied by Russia 2009 to 2018. So you see the darker ones 70 to 100%. You got Algeria, uh, you got Uganda. You see right there 50 to 69%. South Sudan, Angola. You see, and so you see 30 to 49%. Egypt. You see Sudan. Then you got 10 to 29%. You got Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa. You see Nigeria, Chad. So all of them, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing because people buy arms and shit, but once the political ideology be where you become an ally, and I believe South Africa has aligned itself with Russia. See, the thing, what I'm trying to say is that they should stay out of that goddamn beef between Russia, China, and the United States. They need to stay out of that shit. You see, because that ain't gonna lead to nothing but devastation in Africa. Africa trying to build up. Now, what I'm saying is this. There's a phrase. That and I don't necessarily believe it's true. You see, it could be true, but it don't have to be true. My enemy's enemy is my friend. And that ain't got to necessarily be true. My enemy's enemy can be my damn enemy. He can be both our goddamn enemies. So that ain't necessarily true, but it could be true that my enemy's enemy is my friend. But on the flip side of that, my enemy's friend is my enemy. You see? Now, my enemy's friend is my enemy. And that could be more true. That could be more true than my enemy's enemy is my friend, because that ain't necessarily got to be true. But my enemy's friend is my enemy. You see what I'm saying? That's more true. You see, it ain't no in between about that. You see what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna be friends with both of them. And if you a friend of that nigga and he trying to demise me, you my enemy, nigga. You see what I'm saying? So what am I saying is that, when you align yourself, you can see even how Russia doing Ukraine. You see how they doing it. That's like that. They saying that's an asset that we can't let you have. You see, that's an asset. If you get that over us, you know what I'm saying? You damn near can. You got goddamn telescopes on that you can see on the ground, not from the top, nigga. You got telescopes on. You probably could see from goddamn certain areas of East Ukraine into Russia, into Moscow. You see what I'm saying? And so that's just something that they don't want to accept. You see what I'm saying? And so they rather. And so if you have the ability, if you are an ally and you are aiding the enemy, you see, and say we're talking the West, and you're aiding China, Russia, then you're a target. You're a target. Period. That's a warfare. And I'm saying this, I'm not, because it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? My thing is this, because if you ally yourself with any of them motherfuckers, You are putting Africa under threat of being a military target. If they feel you aiding, if you're aiding, and they feel the Russians feel Ukraine is aiding the West. You see what I'm saying? They feel, and so they feel that, okay, we're gonna deal with you. From their perspective, they gonna say, you know what? You trying to let this man come in my door. That's what you trying to do. You trying to let this man come in my door. So this is what I'm gonna do for you. And that go for anything. So it's just the art of warfare. It's just the mental art of warfare. And so as they look, they watching these motherfuckers out here. they watching them. Whoever align themselves with China, align themselves with Russia. Even these motherfuckers down here in South America, they watching them. You see, they gonna let them in. You know what I'm saying? And believe you me, they gonna deal with them. They're going to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to deal with them and shit. You know, and see, that's something that they chose. You know, that's something, they made that alignment. You see what I'm saying? And they know ain't nobody going to get over here to their aid. You understand, fast enough or have enough strength to even do nothing on this side. You see what I'm saying? So that was a heavy gamble. You got nations, of Venezuela and so on, and and down there and shit. And he's trying to send a statement because he knows that they under watch. You're on the list. And so he trying to make some type of allegiance but they ain't gonna come over here like that because they gonna see to it that they don't come over, and so it's a mental game. Sometimes you have to let motherfuckers come out and see how bold they could be if they'll play their hand, and they watching motherfuckers play their hands. So, people have to be very careful aligning themselves with any of them at all. That don't mean you can't deal, make deals. You know what I'm saying? Make a deal, take your ass home. It ain't nothing, I ain't got to, we ain't family or nothing, motherfucker. We making a deal. And that's what's wrong. That's the difference. And, when you dealing with them type of nations, they like the devil with the devil contract and shit where they own your soul. So anytime you deal with them, and Africans, and I understand not having infrastructure and shit for so long, and you know what I'm saying. And when you see, skyscrapers, can you see infrastructure? You get trains and roads and all of this start coming, and you say, okay, Africa is coming up. You ready to sign hook, line, and sinker. You see what I'm saying? You ready to sign hook, line, and sinker, but you got to look at other nations. This is an old playbook, and they own, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of these nations already, got contracts. When you sell, you make a loan, and you don't pay up. You know what I'm saying? In that, in them contracts, what's in there that if you don't pay up certain amount of money, if you default the loan, you can't. They get geographical assets in your home, in your house, in your nation. They can get ports, they can get airports, they can get seaports. You see what I'm saying? And so this, and they signing these contracts over. You know what I'm saying? And you got military bases in all these damn nations and shit. How is that happening like that? You see, some of it is because of default, and and they owning shit like that. And so, you got to be careful. You got these smiling ass puppet niggas in power that, signing the future of the nation over. You know what I'm saying? And that's and they doing the same thing in Detroit. And in anywhere else, where you got black communities, you got them Negroes down there in the council, in the mayorship, that's doing them. You might. I haven't seen any, like, since the days of Coleman Young and, the Harold Washingtons and, you know what I'm saying, where you had some, some black mayors that, fought for the people because they came up out of the revolution. They was fighting and shit. They seen the heads crack. They seen the blood out there in the street. You know what I'm saying? And so, you had mayors that was, take and leading the cities and, because they came out of that rut, so they would lead in the right direction, but the days of those type of mayors is long gone. You ain't got none that really doing for the community like they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And number one, you look at all the, what's going on, the violence and shit, and you let these foreigners fill you up with liquor and all type, selling you all type of poison. And you don't put grocery stores on the corners, you put liquor stores on the corner. You don't give the people fruit and vegetables and fresh food. You give them liquor and all type of processed food, old shit. They probably didn't restamp the new date on the shit already old and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, a lot of that got to do with the leadership downtown. You know what I'm saying? They need to, cut all that, being able to sell liquor like that. And I understand people got their right, but shit, they ain't got the right to destroy the damn community when something is going wrong and there's something that is feeding that very serious wrong. You got to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? And to allow one, and we talk about, even when you talk about in the end, in business, major businesses, they don't let people get a monopoly. You see, they don't let one company just control all of one industry. It's you got to have so many in there where it's an option. You know what I'm saying? You can't let, because if one company control it, they can dominate the rules of the game. You know what I'm saying? And so you don't let, but how is it that, one people like an Arab can control damn near every gas, just have a total monopoly, a damn near 100% monopoly on the gas stations, on the liquor stores. And and I don't, if black people want to drink liquor, that's okay. They don't need to be drinking so much at this time. They need to get their shit together. You see what I'm saying? Our people need to be uplifted. They don't need shit that's gonna have their mind fucked up. They need to clear their mind. They need to have food and water and and African education and nation building. You know what I'm saying? And some building of relationship with family, with brothers and sisters and, communities. We need that. We don't need this bullshit out here. You see what I'm saying? But it's not being, it's not coming down from the top. So it's some motherfuckers in power that's continuing to leave this negative assets in our community so people can benefit from our misery. You see what I'm saying? They're pimping Africans all over the planet. For real. You see what I'm saying? And so niggas can dress up and play like that. And I don't give a goddamn how many, they like to show how many billionaires. And I don't give a fuck about no billionaire. What is the masses looking like? They always want to just show, you show a few motherfuckers at the top, but then the rest of the nation, 95% of the nation is damn near in poverty and shit. And you want to know, that shit is over with. These motherfuckers want to live capitalistic wherever, while the masses are in poverty and misery. And you know what I'm saying? And then when the people talk about uprising, then they want to say, oh, look at the, they trying to overthrow the government and all that type of shit. You our motherfuckers put a people, and when you can impoverish that many goddamn people and think you can get away with it. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't want the people to think, then you be fair. You understand? And if it's a wrong, then you right that damn wrong. Y'all never righted the fucking wrong. You see what I'm saying? So then you leave the people with no other fucking choice. You see what I'm saying? You leave the people with no other choice. So, it's just, for me, be careful of who you align yourself with. That's just real talk. Be careful who you align yourself with. You understand? Even if they look like your ass, you know what I'm saying? You have to be careful. You have to, because an alliance is something that's really, that's something, that's going to stay with you. That's a very serious, relationship when you an ally. That means it's expected that you come into the aid or this nation, this individual, this organization, or whatever it is. And so when you sign on, the ramifications for that could be beneficial, but it also, it's a balance in the scale. You see, you could become a target and you might have to pay a price for the relationship that you choose. You see, the allies that you choose in Africa is entertaining China, Russia, and United States, and they're jockeying for power. You see, they're jockeying for power. And so all I see is those three nations just carving Africa up. You see, and they don't, whoever come with the biggest check, you see the biggest smile that they gonna roll with it. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, Africa gonna be more divided than it ever been. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of this video, what I need to say, to my brothers and sisters, learn how to work a deal and send a motherfucker home. Work a deal, but at the ain't no own and send a motherfucker home. And don't strike no deal. You can't pay. If your nation is not economy, don't make no silly move. Just you have to develop within your means. You see, you have to develop within your means. And you can still steadily develop, but don't overplay yourself, because you can see, you got nations that then played themselves all around the world, signing these contracts, and these nations are still there calling shots on your soil. And this is just something we don't need. We need Africa to heal. We need the Black community to heal, African communities all over the world. It's time to put these foreigners out. I don't give a fuck about no free trade or nothing. Free your ass up out of our community. No other people allows Black people to come in or any other people and dominate 90 or 95% of the fucking economy in their community. I don't see white people so free trade that they let Chinese control 50% of the white community's business and this, that. Yeah, they give them some business there, but it's appropriate to their percentage in the populace. If they 10%, 13%, that's what they let them get. They don't let them go over that. That other 85% is for their people. They understand that. You see, you go over into the Arab, I'll go out there. They don't let when I go out into Dearborn, they don't let a nigga own nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's where the Arabs at. They don't let them own nothing. You see, nobody's talking about, oh, look at, they don't let, but if you talk about pushing these people out, and you must, if you're going to survive, if you're going to survive. If you don't intend to survive, then continue doing what you're doing. And that goes for Africa too. Africa too. If you intend to survive, you're gonna have to learn how. And it ain't nothing wrong with commerce with other peoples and other nations, but it ain't the type of commerce where you gonna control my community. I'm gonna end with this so you understand. When I talk about nationalism and and all of this, and even when we talk about going back to Africa and all of this, that, and the third, that that role playing start right here. You see, that, this is the first, because you can't convince me if you've been in America all this time and you haven't been practicing no black nationalism and you ain't been practicing no black communal living, that you're gonna go to Africa and do nothing different than what you've been doing over here. You got to your first step is this is where the community is for blacks in America right here, that we can get it right. At least even if they still fighting us, that we know how to get it right. And we move to getting it right. And if the fight is, we gotta fight, we gotta fight. Okay? But at least we trying to get it right. Y'all got to go. We cannot, we got too many black men, black women, black youth in this community that don't have a job. We don't have no businesses. This shit is wrong. It's all wrong. And whether you say it, I'm gonna say it because it's my community. The only way that we can make it right, we got over 40-some million blacks in America. And really, when you start talking about employing, a lot of that, employment start right in your own community. Owning the necessary, things that people need every day. You see what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to go to the mall. You supposed to have your clothing stores, black clothing stores, all up and down the streets. You see what I'm saying? So when you ready to go get your clothes, you can go right up. You ain't got to go way out there in the goddamn suburb to the mall. You can go right on your major street up there and go and where black people are in your community and get your clothes, get your shoes. You see, you're supposed to have black grocery store. You shouldn't have to go way over there to the white man neighborhood to get some damn fruit and vegetables and good meat. If that's what you want to eat, I don't care. It don't make no difference. You can get some good meat. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to get that. And the reason why you could get that, because you got black farmers, which they trying to eliminate that, where you can go get your fruits and go get your vegetables and go get your meat. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to have that. You ain't supposed to. That's, you don't debate who should own businesses in your community. It should always, fuck what they talking about. The businesses of any community, of any people, should be, right there in their community, should be owned by at least 95% of the community, in which you should have on, and they coming in and, knowing you need these things, and they provide, and they taking all the economics. You ain't getting paid. Ain't none of the money that wherever you're making it, however you're making it, staying in your community, is not building up your community. You see, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? And so, if you work in your community and you go and all the things that you need is right there, and there's other black people, and that dollar stay in the community. And then the brother that own the clothes, he need food, he gonna go over to the brother. You see what I'm saying? And sisters that own the grocery store, and he gonna spend his money over there. But then if both of them need gas, and so if the brother and sister that own the clothing store, the grocery store, when they need their gas and they go in, the brothers and sisters that own the gas, the dollar keep turning. You see, yeah, some things that we might have to go outside of the community and get, but that's little compared to most of the stuff being right there in your community, owned by your community. Now, if everybody is making money and the dollar is spending, then of course we engaging and we gonna keep our community. We got the funds. We got the funds and shit. And if you got business-minded people that understand that, they're gonna be in the down at the the mayor's office. And matter of fact, you gonna have the power to put the people in power down there that understand what you're doing. And so now it's where it need to be. But when you ain't got no businesses, you ain't got no money, you ain't got no tax base in the goddamn, you ain't got no power. You ain't got no motherfucking power, and it ain't gonna change Just giving a nigga a stimulus, that shit is garbage. Nigga, we need real solutions to what we in. And let me tell y'all, we can't wait on nothing. We got to institute this today. I know it's a lot of people out there endeavors. You go out there and get, reparation, and I'm saluting them. Black power. But some of us got to come down and do the necessary work that got to be done, whether we get it or we don't. You see? Because a motherfucker ain't got to give you shit. And that could be the reality of it. No matter how hard you fight, then you might not get shit. So what if you don't get it? What's in that? And so regardless to whether you get it or not, you still got to be instituting that nationalistic, nation building, black philosophy that's going to keep these communities thriving forever. That's a blueprint that will not change. If you lay it out like that, if you make sure that 90 to 95% of your community, I don't even like the 10%, that's too much. 95, 93 to 95% of your community, the businesses, everything that you need is right up on the major, and then how not the, but the major city street in your community. It ain't got to be one of the bigger, but the one in between a small city, a small street and a big street. It could be just the major street that run through your community. But it should be grocery stores, there should be clothing stores, you should have doctor offices. You understand what I'm saying? The doctors, when I was coming up, there was doctors. You got to have doctors. You see, where you ain't got to run out there, you can go right in your community and go to the doctor, go to the dentist. You see what I'm saying? We need this. We need it again. It's the only way that a real people can live. There's no other way to live. There is no, unless you're a slave. And that's where we at today. You see what I'm saying? And because, we've been out of power for so long, and we really, we don't even fucking know what it is to be in power. You understand? Being out of power so fucking long and knowing what all this fucked up living that niggas is killing and sick shit and want to condone this shit. You see, you know what I'm saying? Want to continue to condone this shit and give. And when the police kill us and shit, we come out and we make noise. But when our own family kill us down in the street, niggas want to be quiet. They don't want to say shit. That's mental illness. That's mental illness. We cannot give niggas diplomatic immunity killing our own people. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. When you become such a parasite to where you taking life, you understand, and regardless, you was a mad motherfucking person, you was a sick nigga, and you running around here taking life, and you niggas is too scared to come together and purge these parasitical niggas. You understand? And you give these niggas a diplomatic immunity and talk about that's the code? You niggas is sick. All you niggas is sick. Giving code to some parasitical behavior like that. You understand what I'm saying? You need to purge them niggas, just like these goddamn silly ass police that kill us down in the street and need to do these niggas worse because they our blood. They ain't even our blood no more. Because anytime you take your motherfucking hand to kill an innocent African nigga, you is no longer a part of our motherfucking race. We ought to purge you niggas. You see what I'm saying? Because you done lost all connection to the cosmos, nigga. Because most people know, yeah, this is a life. You ain't give it, nigga. You ain't unless somebody trying to take yours, nigga. You live and let live. Live and let live in your own community. And these niggas won't do it. So, that's where we got to get, family. That's where we got to ally with ourselves. Be careful of the allies we make. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to be held responsible for that. You're going to be held responsible for that. So be careful. That's something very, very, situation that's very, very precious. So that should be the last You should think over that over and over and over and over before you make a decision like that, because you're going to be held to it. All right, family. The last up today is we dropping it down. The preview is just gonna be short. It's gonna be short, family, for the preview for the Naga the Nigga. I want y'all in there this Sunday. The link is down there. Click that link. Be in the house. Don't you dare miss that lecture this Sunday, the 12th, starting at 2 p.m. It's gonna be epic, family. Thank you for being in the house. Teach your people, love them. You see, no matter, they sick, yeah, but they still your goddamn people. You understand what I'm saying? They still your goddamn name. The ones that can teach, open up your goddamn mouth to teach. I don't give a fuck how bad it is. I'm riding with my team. Black Pop.